Happy holidays, everyone. Look at me. I'm wearing my ugly Christmas sweater. And mind you, this is very, very ugly. And it is, I'm actually filming this for once in real time. And it is Christmas Eve. And I kind of wanted to first, by the way, welcome back to my channel. Wow, I just got ahead of myself. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And this is, content update video, and then also a thank you video. I kind of did it a little bit in one of my other recaps, but I know not everyone watches some of my other content, so I kind of wanted to do like more of a broad content update. So first of all, for those who've been following me and my channel, I haven't had this channel for very long. I mean, in comparison to most YouTubers, wow. And the fact that I'm even saying YouTubers, I'm one of them, which is weird because I am, but it feels weird saying it because I just didn't think that was going to be a thing. Well, I thought I was going to be doing some type of media type of thing, but just not in the way I ended up doing it, if that makes any sense. I've always had passion to, interact and speak with others, and I actually wanted to go originally more the podcast route, but I actually had some things that almost happened and fell through the cracks literally at the beginning of this year. I was preparing for it a year before that, and then it didn't happen. So, but this has been a blessing in disguise because I feel like I found my ground and found my niche with this. So, first of all, I want to thank everyone who supported my channel. I started this channel back in February of this year, and it is almost the end of the year, and February will mark my 1 year anniversary of having the channel. And as of right now, I mean, I'm not really mad at it. Like, so far, this channel is doing pretty decent. I am currently at 283 subscribers, which, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's also better than I thought I was going to be at, because I didn't know. It was one of those things where I originally started this channel as more of like a passion project and kind of just like a creative outlet to do things that I enjoy, which is sharing my knowledge of health and fitness and wellness, but also keeping myself accountable in the same process of it. Share my running journey, especially being a Black woman in the United States, and also because health and fitness and wellness, especially like distance running, unless you're like the elite level, a lot of times you don't see a lot of us everywhere. Now, I'm in a city where I do. Chicago is like one of the running mecca cities, so I do see plenty of people that look like me that run. But it's not like that across the board. Like, I'm originally from Indiana, and Indiana, there wasn't that many of us. And all the ones who did run races and things like that, like I did, we were like the best of friends because like we literally had each other's back and we had each other. It was kind of like, we kind of stuck out like sore thumbs. So, but I wanted to share that passion and love that I have for that, as well as my love for yoga, my love for going to the gym, working out, eating properly, discipline within all of that, and the inner strength, both physical and mental, that you have sticking to it. You know, I also wanted to share some of the other things I like to do. Like, I am, even though with the exercising and fitness, I'm kind of dressed tomboyish when it comes to that, I'm also a girly girl. So I have like my content with ready to go outside. And then I also like to travel, and that's been fairly new towards me. That's been something I really didn't start getting to travel until my 30s, because I didn't have necessarily the coins to do it. And I'm not even going to hold you, even in my early 30s, the money was sometimes funny. So it was a case of we traveled when we could. By we, I mean me. I traveled when I could. But now, of course, things have gotten where I can do it a little bit easier, and it's a little bit more accessible and easier for me to do. And so I share that on the channel as well as my love for some reality TV shows. Not all of them, but some. Mainly the Real Housewife shows, and then Young, Famous, and African. And really, I like Chicago-based shows too, but I haven't seen, put it this way, if Love is Blind, the version of Love is Blind, I think it was season 2, the one that was in Chicago, if that would have came out when I was a YouTuber, I totally would have reviewed it. But because I didn't do YouTube yet, it didn't get reviewed. Let me know though if you do want me to go back and review it. I do have thoughts with it, but I kind of want to be careful too, because I feel like I might run into some of these people, because I actually think I have. Because I mean, Chicago is a big, small city. It's not as big as people think it is. It's not that hard to run into people that are in the industry around here at all. It's really not. So I don't know how I would do that. And even now I think about it, because I'm literally thinking out loud as I'm saying this. I am not even sure how I would, if there's any future reality shows that are Chicago-based, I'm not sure if I could literally feel comfortable putting my whole entire stank into it. Really, really, really reviewing it, opinion. Because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And also, too, this is not a channel where I want this to be a gossipy channel. I don't want it to be messy. But you gotta sprinkle in a little bit of mess in life, because everyone's a little messy. I mean, that's just a reality. So, yeah. I kind of just wanted to basically state these are all the things that I have going on right now. And I'm hoping in the future to continue that on. And I guess also I want to use this particular video to kind of go over my 2024 goals when it comes to this channel. I am going to have a second video that I put out on New Year's Eve that goes over my 2024 goals in general and how I put together my goals. And hopefully for those who kind of need assistance with that, or you're someone who just, feels lost, you lack the motivation, hopefully that helps you come up with that. And I also, side note, for those who notice, my hair's a hot mess. I am going to go on a run today, and then I'm going to, clean up the hair and wash the hair and whatnot. And then tomorrow, Christmas Day, I am going to do a Christmas run. I'm kind of almost wanting to hold off and do a Christmas Eve run tonight and find areas in the city that have lights and just run. But I kind of also want to be just chilling at home by then and cuddled up in my bed watching TV undisturbed, uninterrupted, fully utilize the time off. So anyway, my goal, I think, for next year when it comes to this particular channel is I want to continue those videos. So for those who don't know, January will be a month where you'll get plenty of yoga content, because I'm not going to film every single session, but I am going to be following along Yoga with Adrienne's January 30-day yoga challenge called Flow. I'm going to be doing that for the whole entire month of January. So I will be personally doing yoga every single day. Just kind of do a reboot and restart, because I actually took the whole entire month of December off from doing yoga. You don't know that, because I went on overdrive in November and did a lot of yoga in November, enough to film content for all December. So for those who follow my Get Fit With Me series, you were tied over and good to go. But for me, I personally took the month off from doing yoga just because I needed just a break. Full disclosure, I needed a break. I needed a break from filming all the time. And because of the fact that I added the Housewives to my rotation, I was filming a lot and I was getting very, very stressed. And then along with my professional work life, because I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I have a whole entire full-time grown-up ass job. So I was overwhelmed. So I intentionally went overly hard on the video filming content in November so I could take all December off from filming as much. Because I still definitely was filming. Because how else would I have reviews of Real Housewives up that just came on? So anyway, but my goal is to do that in January. And then also February, you'll get the business as usual when it comes to the yoga videos. And then March, I'm actually going to do Black Yogi Nika Marie's 30-day challenge that she has in January in March. And that leaves it just in time for April, which is my birthday month and my milestone birthday month. For me, that will also allow me to have time off in April when it comes to the yoga. So I am planning on doing like a couple of times where I take yoga off from like myself, because y'all already know I don't just do yoga. I am a runner, I do yoga, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyway, filming wise, expect to see that. Expect to see me reviewing Yoga with Adrienne in January, and then in March, Black Yogi Nika Marie. And then in between that will be the rotation that I've done in the past of all the different content creators that do yoga videos, particularly of the melanin variety. Also, if Black Yogi Nika Marie has something that's interesting to me, and same thing with Yoga with Adrienne, I'll sprinkle some of them in the rotation like I always do too. But I just find that I haven't been reviewing some of the other people who I really, really enjoy as much. Because, yeah. So that's my goal for next year. I'm saying it out loud because I also just want to create more structure on this channel. And that way I have a less likely chance of overwhelming myself. So that's part of what the goal will be for that. I might take the sweater off because I'm actually burning up. For those who are in the Midwest, on Christmas Eve, it is 50 degrees outside. So this is actually super warm. And yeah, I'm burning up. I'm not even gonna hold you. I am burning up. So I'm gonna take this off. But I just kind of wanted to be in the spirit because it's cute, ugly Christmas sweater. Anyway, okay, so besides the Get Fit With Me yoga series goals, I am finally, and I mean finally, going to do Get Fit With Me series Strength Edition. I am planning on doing more of that because I feel like I finally found my footing where the 4 times a week will work, and I have more energy. So I haven't done a recent accountability video at all, but one thing I added to my repertoire is I started taking some hormonal balance pills, and I feel like I'm in my 20s with the energy. Like, I am not even gonna lie. That I didn't realize that, oh my gosh, I could have just did that and we're good. So if you want me to share what I'm taking right now, I could definitely do that. But ever since I started taking this stuff, my energy has came back. Even with my mood sometimes not being the best, I have the energy. So, and for me, if I have the energy, we could work past whatever moods I have going on. I'm not even gonna hold you. That's how I am. But anyway, so because of that, we are going to definitely get back to adding the Get Fit With Me series, Strength Training Edition, back to the channel. We also are going to be doing less of the Ready to Go Outside series because I probably won't be going outside nearly as much as I did this year. This year, I just was hyped about things being kind of back to business as usual a little bit when it comes to like Chicago and Chicagoland. So I was out and about constantly. I am planning on being out and about probably about as much as I was last year, but maybe a little bit less. But but I just don't want to film me always getting ready to go outside. And I'm also probably not going to be doing my hair as much in the protective styles this year because I want to give it a rest and want to let my natural hair natural. And I like the results of what happened with me doing the protective hairstyles with my hair constantly. My hair has actually gotten more manageable. Now, the edges, we need to take tender love and care with that because that is the downside when you do protective hairstyles. It can impact your edges in not such a positive way. So that's the other reason why I'm kind of being mindful. I'm like, yeah, I probably should take a break from the braids and the crochets of it all. So I still will have some, but I'm just not going to have as many videos of that. Because even though I do like to share my beauty tips, it's not the main purpose of this channel. And also too, I feel like not as many people even watch those videos. It's kind of more something I just like doing. But yeah, so that's going to be the other content update. There will be probably less of the Ready to Go Outside series that I film. I'll probably do it like once a month. So there's also Seeing Things Differently series. That's my vlogging. I will be doing that series, but that series has always been kind of sporadic just because, it's based off of me traveling or something that I think is cool and different that people may want to know more about as far as like races and how races go and why running, especially if you're someone who's into running races, can be kind of addicting and fun. Because I think for people who are non-runners, it's hard to understand why people like running. And I will say that because I was one of them for a very long time. I did not understand why runners like to run. Now I'm on the other side of it and I totally get it. And I love it. Like, and I can't imagine not running. Even when I go through my phases where I don't run as much, running is still part of the ingredients of me. So, with that being said, the Seeing Things Differently series, I like to sprinkle in some of that in there, but also sprinkling when I travel. So you are going to definitely get some of those because your girl's probably going to go away, right? But I can't really predict how often I'm going to be doing that as much just because that's more of all of my series that I have on this channel. That's probably the most spontaneous one I have, other than when I'm planning a trip. Other than that, and also too, even this past year, I had a couple trips that I didn't know I was going to be doing until a couple weeks before. I was very spontaneous this year when it came to the trips, and it worked. So that's going to be the other thing that's the other series I kind of wanted to touch on. And then last but not least, my review of reality TV shows. I shared in one of my other videos that I probably will add Real Housewives of Salt Lake City to the rotation. I definitely probably will, just because this season was so good. I enjoyed watching it. I am debating whether I'm going to add Married to Medicine to my rotation. I am starting to get a little bit more into that show. But it's a case of there's some shows I just don't want to review because I just enjoy watching it. And I don't really want to do a deep dive and overthink it. I just want to watch it and enjoy it as a viewer and call it good. For those, I haven't been reviewing shows that long, but for those who have ever been interested or those who want to know the inner workings of that, reviewing a show is not easy. it is another full-time job. Like, it's a lot, and it can be a lot, and it's a lot to absorb. And I didn't understand it before I started reviewing shows myself, but I got into it from watching other reviewers. And a lot of the content creators that I follow also review shows, but it's not easy. It's not easy at all. And sometimes the show that you're reviewing is almost damn near unwatchable, but you are, I made a promise to myself when I start reviewing any show that I'm going to see it through to the end of the season. And it's hard to keep that positive energy of a show if you don't really like where the show's going, or if the show is giving a little bit of, like, it's becoming toxic. It's hard to review that. But I'm stubborn, so I'm going to review something all the way through because I said I was going to do that. But I just wanted to share that it's not for the weak at heart. So if you ever do want to consider reviewing any shows, be mindful of that. And also be mindful of, if the show does become toxic and you're just watching a show, you can stop watching it. Or even if you are watching a show and it becomes that way, it's not as hard versus when you're actually watching it and reviewing it, because you're taking deep dives into the show and you're really absorbing the content, if that makes any sense. And it's, when you absorb content, content's a form of energy, just like everything else on this earth is. So when you're absorbing that, it can get a little dicey. So I just want those who ever do decide to do that to be mindful of that. But back to the point, because I like to go all around the point before I get right back to it. I can be long-winded. What I am going to say is that I'm planning on maybe reviewing a couple more shows, and a couple more shows might leave. So, depending on how Potomac goes, and I hate to say this because Potomac is actually one of the shows that's on my channel that I've gotten a lot more subscribers from that particular show review. And yeah. So I'm kind of like, but I don't want to review something just because it's good for the channel. I want to review something because I actually like watching the show. So I'm going to hold off, continue watching the show, continue reviewing Potomac. But I've said it before, I've said in my Potomac videos, if it gets too toxic, you may not see me reviewing it next season. I'm just going to say it right now. Because this channel across the board is a channel about health, wellness, lifestyle, beauty, like positive energy. And I don't want to taint it by adding anything that's not going to be positive. I know reality shows are messy, but they're supposed to be messy and fun. Not messy and toxic and triggering. And I'm not going to lie, even Beverly Hills this season is giving me a little tease where I don't really love it either because of some of the accusations that were said on the show. But at the end of the day, all the women can still come together. So, and honestly, because I am someone who's watched these shows before, I guess the comparison is for me with Beverly Hills versus Potomac is Potomac's direction is still going the wrong way. And I can tell Beverly Hills is trying to turn it around because it was way more toxic last season. This season has been better, but it still isn't. It's not great. But anyway, so we'll see how long I review these shows, but I want to continue reviewing them, and I kind of want to know your thoughts on what you think about all that. But that's kind of my goal on this channel for next year. So a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I do kind of want to review other things outside of like reality TV shows. I said this a while ago, like reviewing like old like cartoons or like music, but I don't know. And then also, I did have a Get Fit With Me series meal prep edition. I'm not going to be doing that until I move. I think I said that before, but the way my kitchen's laid out, it just doesn't work for the filming, and it kind of grosses me out even when I do it. So because of how my kitchen's not laid out well, and then I have camera equipment in the area where I'm supposed to, it's a kind of a logistic nightmare. So I don't really want to continue doing that kind of review until I have a better kitchen layout. And please know, with my condo hunting, the kitchen's one of the main things I'm looking for. That kitchen bear gives what needs to be gave. Like, I am not buying any type of property where I don't love the kitchen. I'm throwing it out there. I will do a 1-bedroom, but if that kitchen's outstanding. If that kitchen is on 10, I will do 1-bedroom and make the rest of the space do what it do. But yeah, so that's leaning towards my other video. We'll get more into the personal, even though I love to sprinkle personal in like the YouTube video when it comes to like my YouTube updates, but we'll get a little bit more deep dive into the other pieces once my following video. But that does conclude some of my updates and what I want to do. And one last thing, I do want to try to do some partnerships on this channel. I want to talk to one of my friends to see if we could do some things and make things happen. But anyway, that does conclude the video. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And I am excited to run today because it's in the 50s on Christmas Eve. Wild, right? Anyway, I will see you next time. Happy holidays, guys. Bye.